Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it is my pleasure to have with me Leah Ward-Lee, and she is with the $1,000 Start-Ups Consortium. Welcome, Leah.
Thank you for having me, Wendy.
First of all, I just love what you do.
Thank you.
For anyone who's not familiar with the consortium, the $1,000 Startup Consortium, tell us a little bit about it.
So we offer an entrepreneurship, life skills, and financial management training program at no cost to people. Most of the people are from the traditionally underserved community. And they go through the program all together, learning, opening their businesses step by step. They don't even have to know what kind of business they want to open when they come to the program. And in fact, some that come with ideas change their ideas
Once
very
they kind of do some research, right?
Or once they do their prototype.
And they say, okay, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, so we take them through the program, and they have 4 opportunities that are each one is a little bit more public to test out their products and to network with the community. So the first one is the prototype fair, and think about a really friendly Shark Tank.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't invite the public, friends come, family comes,
Okay. So
previous
people are going to love
graduates.
on them a little bit.
That's right.
Okay.
But people who also they might know well enough or wouldn't feel bad about
If it's not a good idea.
yeah,
if they change
exactly.
their mind or something.
Or if their marketing could be better, or if their display could be better,
Right.
or if their branding needs some work.
Okay.
And you see them over at each other's table, half of the fair, helping each other, drawing pictures and everything. And by the end of that, it's because most of all of our program, except the fairs, is offered on Zoom, because these are people that are working, or they have children, or they're caregivers.
And I could just travel to wherever you're going to locate.
Right, and it saves them that hour of
Right.
travel time. It might only be a half hour there and a half hour back, but that's
a
their
lot,
time.
yes.
It's a lot of time, particularly if you're working or if you've got kids at home.
Right.
Or if you only got one vehicle and you have kids at home and there's 2 adults in the family. So they meet each other, they do that, they come back, we do some more entrepreneurship, then we have our first small business fair where we invite other small businesses from either the area or surrounding areas, Nassau County, Duval County, Clay County, wherever.
And this is for the next round.
For the next fair.
Fair, okay.
And this way they start building their network.
Okay.
And then you see them go into pop-ups in places they'd never been with people that they knew, and they're getting referrals, they're getting the chance to do the marketing, they're learning more about what other people are doing, and from that, then they do a third. We do a Celebrate Small Business Fair, so they get the chance to do it with a holiday coming up.
Okay.
And then finally, the 4th fair that they're doing with people they've never met before.
So this will be more like a more traditional Shark Tank. So you go from the easy,
That's
friendly
right.
one to the...
Exactly.
Okay, wow.
Is the Jumpstart for January, and if we haven't been hurricaned out on one of the fairs, that's where they graduate.
Okay.
And then they're welcome to come back. A lot of them come back and teach a class.
Okay, I got to get with you on that one, because I actually want to come to that. So what made you start, before I ask that question, I want to just share this book title with, this is Leah's book, $1,000 Startups, and it's 60 businesses for micro entrepreneurs and how to start them. And so this is actually one of the tools that you use for your consortium, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So I just want to share that because I'm going to read it. But what made you start up with this idea? And it's a great idea.
Thank you. So I had a management consulting firm. You can identify
yes.
with that. And the companies that I worked with were largely aerospace. So I had one company that I'd taken a team of 15 in there. We'd been there for a year. And so when you're focused in on one industry, you typically fly to that site on Sunday night.
I believe I remember the night too.
Yeah. And then you fly home on Friday.
Right.
You have a life for the weekend, and Sunday you're back out. So you have 5 nights a week. Well, we had worked with them a year. We'd worked in every department of their company. I came in to the office on Monday morning, and the CEO wanted to see me. So I went in. Over the weekend, they had laid off 3,000 people with no notice.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, when something like that happens, I felt so guilty because we'd helped them make that company so much better.
Right.
and so much more marketable. And they were selling the company to their biggest competitor.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so the officers of the company were getting a big payout, and the guys that had helped make them successful were
Being let go.
being let go. Wow. So I started to get mad. No, I did get mad.
So after you got mad, because we all get mad first, right?
After I got over my mad, I said, okay, what for those people, those workers,
right?
those
What can you
families?
do for them?
Right.
Oh my
And
gosh, that's a great idea.
what if somebody in their family had owned a small business?
They would have something to fall back on
would-
and to do their own thing.
Absolutely. And so I said, okay, now I need to figure out how to do what I do for big firms for small. And what's the least amount of money that somebody could
Right.
start a business for? So in those night times, when I was with my next clients, I went and talked to small business owners, and I came up with a little formula of what do you need to know for this business? What would you do differently? What kinds of transportation would you need? What did you do well? How would you start this business? And I learned from them. I talked to probably 300 small business owners.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Oh my goodness, I learned so much. I finally had to quit writing when the book was over 500 pages. It's like,
Yeah, this is
ridiculous.
It is a little thick, but I
Don't drop
noticed that it's a lot of charts and graphs
Yes.
and things like that, so it's easy to read.
And a lot of references.
Right. So for all those people out there who are looking at this, and hopefully they're really taking note that you can start businesses under $1,000, what
Absolutely.
advice do you have for them? What if they're working now for a company or something?
Keep your day job,
Keep your day job, but
start now.
Okay.
Start looking at it. The whole economy has changed. I see now every place that I go, there's pop-up markets, and there's serious pop-up businesses. At the time I wrote the book, it was largely farmers markets. But then it went farmers and arts markets. And now it's farmers markets, arts market, and real businesses that are not just selling product, that are selling services.
Right.
But just
have something on the side. That's what I always tell
have
people.
something
have something
on the side. It's a side hustle until
you need it, or are you ready to grow it? But that side can make the difference, because I had a company when I was first started. When I switched over from IT, when I was in IT, I didn't have the time for it. But when I switched from IT to higher ed, I started a company, and it was mainly because people would come in, IT companies would come in and want me to consult with them, and I needed something. My accountant said, you need a write-off, you need to have a business. So I wrote the business. He said, you can do all your mileage and everything on that. And, but it was just amazing that I was some years what I would make in that side hustle.
Absolutely. The other thing that I would tell them is, don't be in a hurry to borrow money for your business. So many people fall in love with the business that they're in, and they think, oh,
a little more money, I can do it. Yeah, I use my savings. So it's like when I started mine, and people say, I don't want to use my own money. I was like,
but
either way, you got to pay it back.
Yeah, and you don't have to have $1,000 all at one time.
Right.
You just need a little bit to start. Try out the product. Make sure that you don't grow too fast. Because remember, if your business is going to be successful, when it starts to be successful, it'll zoom, and then you look around and you don't own a business,
Right.
You are the business.
Right. And you don't have no life anymore. Leah, thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to look at this book, and we'll be talking now. You guys, you're stuck with me now.
I'm delighted to be. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, folks, for listening.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And did you know that was that many businesses to start that under $1,000? Check out the book and check out the consortium. And we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.